Hello everybody, my name is Tusk, and today I just wanted to try a different type of video format for my channel. And today I wanted to talk about the special note from the developers about the optimization preview for the upcoming 1.2 version. The first feature that they're planning to add is a custom lock-on feature. You can change your lock-on priority from movement direction, camera direction, and distance. So I'm guessing distance is depending on how close the enemy is to you. As for the movement direction, it'll probably lock on from wherever you're moving the character. So whoever you're facing, I guess it's gonna prioritize that enemy. As for the camera direction, I'm guessing that's gonna be prioritizing who you're looking at in the game. Like for example, I'm guessing the movement priority is if you're walking like this, it'll start prioritizing the enemy that you're walking towards to. As for camera direction, like for example, these two guys here, I'm looking at them, it'll prioritize those enemies instead. As for the distance, it's self-explanatory. It'll prioritize the entity that's closer to you. That's my guesses for the lock-on priority. As for the second quality of life they're adding, it's the new utility hover droid. Shooter is what they're calling it. It's just another gadget that you could use for just in case if you have like a full melee team and if there's like a puzzle that requires you to use a long-ranged attack. The third feature will be storing excess wave plates. In the 1.2 version, you will generate one wave plate per every 12 minutes. Up to 480 wave plate crystals. The regular rate is from 1 to 6, so every 6 minutes you generate one wave plate. As for 480, I think it should be like higher than that, like around 1,000 maybe or higher. At 480, it's okay. Hopefully they increase that. As for the second feature, it's going to be the new Resonator Showcase feature. So when you click on a person's profile, you can add a custom like intro screen showcasing the character that you own in your profile. And also this right here, I'm very excited about this 120 FPS for select PC devices though. So I don't know which PCs will be added or which PCs can run at 120 FPS. We'll see what happens. It's probably going to be like high-end computers. As for the new depths of the sixth optimization they're adding is new story rewards for Depths of Elusive Realm. As for what items that they're adding, I'm not quite sure. They're saying that they're adding more exchange items to the white cat, but the white cat is for when you're getting buffs during the fight. I'm not quite sure as what this really means, but it's just they're saying new rewards. So I'm curious as to what rewards they're gonna add. It doesn't say anything about which ones they're gonna add. And then another big thing here is going to be the guidebook activity points, increasing like this specific daily quest. Spend 180 wave plates. It'll increase from plus 20 to plus 60, so it'll make the dailies much faster. And here, a special note from developers. They're saying that there's going to be a moon chasing festival event that's coming. I don't remember adding this into one of my lore videos, but I put a note into this like saying how in the beginning of the game, Jinxie mentioned about the upcoming moon chasing festival. I was wondering where that was and when it was going to come back or when it's happening. And I guess it's happening in 1.2 now, so that's cool. Then we also learned that we're getting a free 5-star, Xiangli Yao, which is pretty cool, and it's gonna be in the second half of the 1.2 version though, which is it's probably gonna be when Jaji's banner comes out. That's when we're gonna be able to get a free copy of him. That's about it for the special note from developers. I do have an additional note that I want to add though. While I was researching Wuthering Waves lore, I saw a message here, this archives Sugar Pearl vaccine. I didn't even see this. It mentions Xiangli Yao when he was 7 months old, and his mother here, age 29, Xiangli Yan. It's about the Sugar Pearl vaccine counteracting Nova Fe, which is apparently a disease having to deal with fever, limb pain, and muscle atrophy. With this muscle atrophy thing, I feel like it has something to do with his right arm here. I feel like probably because of the muscle atrophy, he lost his right arm. That's one thing. So with this Nova Fe disease, right, it mentions it affects kids under 6 years old. Apparently Xiangli Yao was infected by it, and they were the first patients that were able to get the vaccine. This is probably going to be the story that connects our main character with Xiangli Yao, because here it mentions the first resonator. Basically, when they were transporting the vaccines, it was accompanied by a professional. During the transportation of the vaccine, they were provided assistance by a resonator and helped them navigate through difficult terrain and potential tacit fields. It was thanks to efforts of an unknown resonator And here they made a guess that it could probably be the first resonator. They're saying they don't know who this person is not registered in their database, but apparently after doing some searching, they discovered it's the first resonator. And the first resonator was mentioned here during the year of Wei. The reason why I was reading this was because I was doing I'm currently planning a lore video about the examination reports of all the different resonators. That's going to be one of the next videos that I'm doing. And here it mentions the year of Wei. There's a resonator blank reports amnesia regarding their resonance ability with no clear time of awakening. Pretty similar to what's happened to us right now. We have amnesia. They have their tacit mark on the right hand, just like Rover. No visible post-awakening physical alterations, just like Rover did. They don't have any. Their body looks like a regular human, basically. Their tacit mark and pupils display a golden halo when they exert their forte. I'm not quite sure about this part, but it says here their resonance spectrum test shows strong syntony with multiple patterns. So basically, the resonance spectrum test, the syntony thing, it's testing the resonator's frequency or their ability and how it reacts to other frequencies that exist in the world of Wuthering Waves. So basically, like snow, like with Sanhua, her frequency or her resonance spectrum shows strong syntony, meaning it reacts or it matches the frequencies with like snow. That's what Sanhua's resonance spectrum test show. Let me actually show this. Let's go to her experience here in the Forte examination report. If we look at her resonance spectrum, it shows that the pattern of her resonance spectrum is identical to that of snow because she has, ice abilities. So with the first resonator here, we could see that it aligns with basically multiple patterns. So I'm guessing that because the main character is capable of harnessing every single element in the game, like Spectral, Havoc, probably Ice as well, every single one, so probably. And then there's also these other stuff here with like Revel Curve and other stuff. Them being a congenital resonator, basically they're like naturally born as a resonator. And it also shows here the resonator's waveform graph shows elliptical fluctuations. This just basically means that they look normal. This elliptical fluctuations, it's similar to like Jinshi's fluctuations of her waveform graph. There's a lot of stuff here. Here in summary, basically, this waveform graph shows that, as you know, when Sanhua mentioned, like people look different in her right eye. They look like frequencies. They look weird, whereas the main character and Jinshi, they look like as the way they are. Like they look like how we see them in the game. That's how they look like. That's what this basically means. And then other than that, we also hear about the story of how the main character appeared in the Battle of Gorgeous Spirits, right? I'm not sure when it was mentioned, but I believe it was mentioned that the main character did combat a tacit discord, the Crownless. They won the fight in the Battle of Gorgeous Spirits with Jue. That's why this resonator is standing next to Jue, and basically when the founding of Jinzhou started. But this basically just suggests this whole thing implies that this first resonator is practically Rover, the main character, and that's how they're gonna be connected with each other. Yeah, like here from the two researchers were like talking to each other or making notes, talking about how the report doesn't seem right, that there's a person that existed like during the founding of the state, and I guess they lived too long. It's not supposed to happen. Basically, it matches Rover's like history that we know from now, like how Jue mentions he or she helped with the founding of Jinzhou, right? That's about it. That's my predictions as to our relationship as Rover and Xiangli Yao. It's all about the Sugar Pearl vaccine. Anyways, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.